Hey, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. I'm glad that you could be with me today or whatever time of day it is for you. Um, what I want to focus on is I want to talk about emergencies. You don't know when they're going to happen, it can be without warning, you just don't know. That's why where I'm located, I'm down here in the South. I'm in Florida. I've been a resident of Florida now for 40 plus years, and I live in a hurricane prone state. But keep in mind, you don't necessarily have to be in a hurricane prone state. You could be in a tornado prone state. You could be in a state that's prone to, you know, snow or bad weather. Of course, we're talking about wintertime. But you always want to be prepared anytime an emergency could strike. It's always good to watch the news, stay on top of everything, make sure you know what's going on, what's going to happen in advance. That way you can go ahead and plan in if in the event something were to happen. Um, but not just necessarily that though. One thing that can occur with anyone, no matter what state you live in, is a power surge. Your power can go out at any time. There's no that within itself can be no warning. That can just poof right out of the blue. You lose power, and that could go on for a matter of minutes. That could go on for a matter of hours. And there have been times that losing power can go on for a day or more than a day. You just don't know. You just never know from one minute to the next. This is why it's always good if you're going to be in the case of an emergency, make sure you've got plenty of food on hand, stuff that does not have to be refrigerated. That's important. Second, make sure you've got batteries on hand in case you got to put batteries in a flashlight or a portable radio or something like that in order to keep up on what's going on. If in the event that you do lose power, you'll have a way of having communication come to you to relay the information to you as to what's going on. Another thing that's good to have on hand, if you have one, is if you have a small uh, grill, like a gas grill or something like that out on your patio. If you have one of those, that's an advantage too, because a lot of the time, not only do you have the grill part, but over to the side, you've got some come with a burner. So if you ever wanted to cook anything off to the side separate, you have that ability to do so. And, that way your food that you do have that is in the refrigerator to keep it from going bad, you'll have a way to prepare it and have it on hand. I myself would rather prepare food and have it cooked on hand rather than sit in the fridge raw or unused. To me, but that's just me. Let's see. Another thing that you would definitely want to have in the case of an emergency is you want to make sure your cell phones are fully charged. Make sure you've got a way to have them charged up. They sell these gizmos. They're not bad. Um, I know it as something called a power juice. It's like a little power bank that you can hook up to your phone, and it will charge your phone depending on how many milliamps I believe it is, or the strength power that you have. You could charge up your phone once, maybe twice with it. But then when it runs out, then that's where the problem could run into something, because then you have no way of recharging your phone. That's why if you're going to use your phone, only use your phone if you really have to communicate with somebody, to let them know what's going on. Other than that, do not go on there and use your phone for leisure purposes, playing games, listening to music, watching a television show. Don't do that. If you do that, that right there will use up a lot of your power. Only use it for emergency purposes only. That's it. Don't use it for anything else. But bottom line is this: anybody can run into in a case of an emergency, power outage, hurricane, tornado, any type of bad weather. It can happen. You just have to be out on the lookout. And I myself, here it is June. June is hurricane season, June through November. Well, I'm slowly starting to rebuild my stockpile and things that I need to have on hand if, in the event an emergency does come along. That way, if hurricane such and such decides to come near me, or tropical storm such and such decides to come through my area, which I have had that happen. It start out as a hurricane and then it become a tropical storm. I have had instances where my power has gotten knocked out. I've also had instances when my power has stayed on. So I've had it on both sides of the fence. But bottom line is this: always have stuff in the case of an emergency. You just don't know when, from 1 minute to the next. Something else that I would want to add to this list is, if in the event an emergency does turn up, two other things. One, make sure you've got plenty of gas in your car. Make sure your tank is full. If in the event that you do have to evacuate the area, you have the ability to do so. That's one. The second thing, make sure prematurely go to the ATM and withdraw money and have it on hand and have it in your wallet or purse if you're a woman. That way, if you need money, because when the power's out, you're not going to be able to use debit. You're not going to be able to use any type of credit card. You're not going to, for those that use it, and you're not going to be able to use any type of electronic, non-cash way of paying for something. So if you have cash, it's always best to have that on hand when a emergency or some type of bad weather or where the power gets knocked out comes into play. Well, anyway, I hope this information was of help to you. I really appreciate you tuning in. If you don't mind, there is one thing, even though I have a banner down below talking about gift cards, and you can get my email address on my main YouTube page. You should see it right below my name. Um, for my work, my recognition, and me putting out these videos, if you could be kind enough to send me an Amazon gift card, it would be greatly appreciated. There's no amount too big or too little that you could send me. So if you can find it, you know, to send one to me, that would be great, to show, you know, my recognition for my work and what I put out. I thank you so much. And also, if you like what you see in the way of my content, please like and subscribe and leave a thumbs up. I hope all of you have a great whatever time of day it is for you, and I will see you next time. Bye.